The next one goes with the previous one, which is that access control is okay. So when you go to Google Images, for example, you'll see a little button in the top right that says parental controls or image filtering, and you can filter out certain images that you may not want kids to see in the search results from Google Images. That kind of stuff is fine. Eventually, any child surfing for anything online is going to find something inappropriate, especially if they go to Google. If you go to Google and type in any search term, right? Eventually, one of the links that's going to show up is going to be pornographic or gambling-oriented or something inappropriate, right? In that case, it's okay to use a content filtering system. That's what I use. I use a system when my kids go to a website that for whatever reason is blocked or filtered, a little message pops up. And it says, this is one of the sites on the list. For whatever reason, it's being filtered at the moment. Go find mom or dad and figure it out, right? So then my kids come, they say, hey dad, I got the message again. I'm trying to find something for social studies, you know, and we have a conversation about it. So I don't have to be involved in a kind of blocking and secret surveillance, right? It's the secret surveillance that's corrosive. It's like reading a child's diary, right? You're much better off, rather than reading the child's diary, to stay in a conversation with your child about their inner life and their emotional life, right? They may not tell you everything, but if you stay in a conversation with them about their inner life, they'll tell you all the important things. Use access control transparently. That means don't do it in secret. Tell your kids about it and involve them in developing an access control system. I can't recommend any kind of software for this. I don't use Windows, and I wouldn't want to sort of endorse one product over another. But you may, if you want to do some kind of content filtering, there's many different ways to do it.
Sometimes even the routers are coming with this kind of...
Yeah, absolutely. So it's not difficult to do. Avoid hypocrisy whenever possible. If you view inappropriate content or involve yourself in online activities or tech addictions in any way, your kids are going to find out about it. Don't think that clearing the history does anything. Don't think that you can hide your browsing activities from your kids if they use the same computer as you. You would not believe, unless you're a tech geek, you would not believe the number of ways to track online activity, which are completely invisible to the user. You're a service provider. When you log on and get your email, they track your use, right? Everybody's tracking your use. Nothing is private in the online world. Don't put anything, this is not about technology addiction, it's about the online safety world. Don't put anything ever in an email that you would not be comfortable showing to a stranger. It's not secret. Anybody can find it. And it exists on the web forever. This guy's pictures, the NDP guy, those pictures from Facebook are there forever. It doesn't matter that he took them off his Facebook page. They're in the cloud. The cloud is this massive series of interconnected clusters of servers run by Google and Yahoo and so on, and Amazon, that store everything that ever gets put on the internet forever. And if you know how to find it, you can find it. So everything you've ever done online is going to be there forever. And everything your child does online is going to be there forever too. So that's another piece of childhood education for kids. Another thing, speaking of Facebook, Facebook owns all your content. When you post a photo to Facebook, they own that. You no longer own that. And if they want to sell it to an advertiser and put in an advertisement and make money from that, they can do so, and you have no say in that. Just in case you didn't know that. Practice good mentorship. Recognize that the psychological development of anyone born after 1990 is different from those born prior. Technology cultures are foundational to childhood and adolescent development today. The solution, therefore, is not to avoid technologies, but rather to understand them. Be an informed consumer and parent. So, in a minute, I'm going to open the floor to questions. Quick summary first, though. Technology addiction is about development. It's not a moral issue. It's not a willpower issue. It's not a kids acting out issue. It's a developmental issue. Kids who choose tech addictions are like other kids who choose various kinds of addictions and behaviors, in the sense that it provides some emotional benefit for them that they can't find in any other way. And usually that's developmental also. So the solution is not about changing the behavior. The solution is finding other ways to meet the emotional need that meet it as well or better than the technology addiction. And in order to figure all this out, you have to enter the world of technology addiction among youth. Be part of those cultures. Understand what drives people toward these kinds of things. What's appealing about it. And in order to do that, you have to be a mentor. You have to show up. You have to be present. You have to spend time, lots of time, doing activities in the online world as well as doing activities out in the real world. Exercise, cultural activities, community involvement. There's quite a long list in your reader of possibilities. But all of it hinges upon relationship. The solution to addiction, all kinds of addiction, is relationship. And when we're talking about kids, that's relationships with adults. Questions? Yes?
In our household, we clearly have a adult that has an online addiction problem. My question to you is, do you have any workshops or any places that we can take our young addict to give him some more information? Because when we do try to discuss it with him, our feedback from him is, you don't understand, you're from a different generation.
Yeah. You're out of the loop. Yeah. Okay, so I have a question and a comment. My question is, how many people here tonight are under 26? That means you. Han? Yeah? Okay, we got a few people, right? A few people who brought their kids. Or a few people who came under 26 who were on their own. That's excellent. That's what we need. We need more involvement. So, I'm not, at the moment, aware of anything for kids like this. But this is such a pressing issue that it's going to happen soon. And if parents or schools want to do something specifically for kids, I'd be happy to do that. The second thing is, go online with your whatever age child you have. You said the age, I think. 15. And go through this presentation online. Take half an hour, take an hour, and go through it online and get their opinion of it, what they think. And do the kinds of things we're talking about, which is try to enter the culture. As I said at the beginning, or near the beginning, by the time they're 15, it's quite difficult because they've already got what they think of as an adult identity, even though it's not an adult identity. And so they want to correspond with you almost as equals, even though they're not. And so it makes it much more difficult. But that doesn't mean it's impossible. It means it requires more effort and more time. So I think the place to start is with talking to your child about the fact that you came here tonight. And that this is what you learned, and here's the handout, and can we book some time, not just off the cuff as you're returning home, but can we book some time to talk about some of these things, because I'm really interested in them, and where do we go, and what's that like, and slowly start to open that conversation. See what happens.